Hey guys, welcome to DCC. My name is Apollo, and today we're going to do a deck profile for my Jheva crossover dress slash overdress or hybrid dress, how I put it, deck profile. Now, with the new support from BT10, I gotta say, well, it does solve like a lot of issues that the main issue with Jheva, which is being the counterblast, which is mirrors itself. I'll explain more in a bit, and I will go through the deck profile as I go along. So I've been wanting to play Jheva for a long time, and I did play Mahar for all the way until up to D-BT10. When mirrors was announced, I thought, yeah, it's actually time I should get Jheva. Got these cards for relatively cheap, and yeah, I mean, now that I finally got Jheva, it's time for the deck profile. So you'll see some of my stuff from Mahar being in this deck, really, which I'll show in a bit. So let's go on the right deck. So right deck's pretty straightforward. Starter, you run Surprise Egg. I've seen people play Trickstar, but well, it's not like Mahar where you can actually Soul Blast with Ryu's skill to get a Verena. But in this case, Surprise Egg works better in this case. But you can run Trickstar one, but I think it's not as consistent if you ask me. Great one is Reno. Same skill as the Mahar, the Nirvana right line, except it's just the new Ryu. Basically just when this unit is voted upon by Ryu, you can search it for a Trickstar, call regression for the deck. Second skill doesn't do anything because I don't even run this deck, so I'm not gonna bother going to explain skill with that. And anyway, 2, you run Ryu. Basically, when this unit is voted upon by Jheva, you can do the top 7 cards to your deck for a Prayer Dragon, put it in hand, and shuffle the deck. Yeah, that's it. And you have Jheva, which is the main creature you run. So Jheva's skill is basically once per turn, discard a card, take a Trickstar and a Prayer, one Trickstar and one Prayer Dragon from draw zone, call it rear guard. So similar to the original Nirvana, but you could call 2 instead of 1. Apologize for a little bit stuffy because I have a cold. Second skill is when this unit attacks you in combat slot, choose a unit in the crossover state and stand it. So 4 attacks 1 turn. So I mean, you already know that Jheva is, well, I mean, not really the kind of the best deck for at that time because, well, it's very resource heavy. So now with the new support, it does help a lot. So I'll say, yeah, it's pretty good actually. So that's the right line, pretty straightforward. Now for the main deck, now this is where things get a little fun. So you do run 3 extra copies of Jheva just for the persona, right? Really, so pretty straightforward. Next off, I run 2 Bram Verena. Crossover dress, you can just take a Trickstar and Prayer Dragon. That was all the same for all the crossover dress units, so I'm not saying much there. So first skill is continuous on regress circle. When this unit is on the over during your turn, when this unit is in the crossover death street, you get 10 of the power. And if your opponent's Vanguard's creature higher, this unit gets another 10 of the power. So yeah, it's 33 key attacker. Plus if you're persona right, 43, so it hits for pretty big numbers. And it's probably a stand target for Jheva. And second skill is once per turn, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if this unit is in a crossover the street, you resolve as 1, choose the opponent's column and retire it. So yeah, I mean, you realize Jheva doesn't really use much soul, to be very honest, because the only 2 cards that use soul is Bram and the other Prayer Dragon, which I'll show in a bit. So yeah, it does give pressure to your opponent because it's supposed to, like, you know, it was so big, and if your opponent's not guard, you just do the column of rear guards. So pretty straightforward. And then the next creature I run is, well, interesting choice for me is basically Valiente. The overdress condition is just you get overdress on a Trickstar or a great trio-less unit in the overdress state, which is basic arcs, which I'll show in a bit. So first skill is continuous. This unit, for every original dress this unit has, it gets +5 power, and it's on active an opponent's turn too. So if you have like Trickstar and arcs, it's 23 on its own permanently. So and the first skill is once per turn, when this unit is over the street and an attack hits. Remember, I said hit. It doesn't have to be hit rear guard or Vanguard. When it hits, you may combat one discard card and send this unit. So, now people might asking, well, why don't you play Expecta? Or why don't you play... Okay, I'm not gonna play Aspirated in here because Aspirated is a grade 4, so it doesn't make sense in this deck. So some be thinking, why don't play Expecta? Well, I do agree that Expecta does give pressure when you swing for really big. But here's the thing. Yes, it gives you pressure, but it's very high roll. Like, yeah, it maybe hit for two even you get very high power because you overdress on top of a overdress unit. But the problem with Expect I find is that you need to overdress on an overdress unit. So you can't just you can't just overdress on Trickstar. So meaning to say I prefer Valiente. So in case I'm a Trickstar my Arx is dead, I can just use Valiente, just put on a Trickstar, and then I can swing. And I can give, when I do attack with Jheva, I can give power to Valiente, so you can swing for a little bit more. So yeah, this is why I bring Valiente. I mean, this is I got this way back in when the set first came out, so I have a good playset, so I can just use it in this deck. Might as well. That's a grade 3, now that's a grade 2. So grade 2 as well. You'll notice in most of the Varenas, I play like 2 each, most 2 always. You see number 2s a lot in this deck. So I run 2 Mirrors Varena. Now Mirrors Varena, this is the new support I was talking about. And this guy literally solves Jheva's main issue, which is the counter blast. Which is the resource, mainly the counter blast. So crossover dress, pretty simple. It's the same as all the crossover dress units. So first skill is when this unit crossover dresses, you may choose 2 Varenas from a drop zone, put it as a original dress for this unit. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And second skill is when this unit attacks in the crossover straight, for that battle, this unit gets +10 power. Then you take a original dress Varena from your original dress and put it in drop zone. And you may either draw a card or countercharge one. You see what I said countercharge. So this card literally solves Jheva's problems. And even so, like you can perform a lot of combos to the deck. So I only run 2 because, well, you don't really... I usually use Mirrors late game. So I don't really use Mirrors that often. But I mean if I need... But late game, if I need to swing more than just... I can just use... Mirrors, because Mirrors is really useful for Jheva. It's a really neat card because Jheva is known for using a lot of combos, and there's no counter up until now, so which is why Mirrors is here to solve it in the first place. So really good card. I will mention some cards you might want to switch out if you want. I'll explain that a little bit, so you just wait and see. Next up I run is 2 Garo Arena. Garo Varena basically is when this unit attacks. Okay, the crossover state is pretty much the same. I'm not gonna say much. When I say crossover, it's just same thing. So when this unit attacks in the crossover state, this unit gets +10 power, and when it attacks for that battle, your opponent must call 2 or more cards in the guardian circle at the same time. So semi guard restrict. I don't really use him often, but at times if I really have a need to use him, I would just crossover dress him. But most of the time, I used to use Bram or even like Mirrors or Vils. This one, I mean, like I said, I run 2 of each, so it's a little bit of variety when it comes to like this deck really. So they game pretty good, but usually when I come over when I come with Mirrors, usually I'll attack him first, tag Mirrors, counter charge or draw depending on the situation. Then I do attack with Garo again, so you get 2 attack with Garo. Next off, you get 2 Vils Varena, crossover dress, and when this unit is crossover dresses, you may choose a drop you may choose a different crossover dress unit other than Vils, and put in your hand. So for a drop zone, yeah. So second skill is on rigor or guardian circle, when this unit is a crossover straight, this unit gets +5 power and 10 shield, and it cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects. So resist basically. So sorry, I'm gonna my nose, so apologies for that. But yeah, I usually use Veils early game just to like, it's basically guard fodder really. So also I can set up for more cards here and there, because I'll be doing a lot of crossover in this deck. So Veils is most I use for most in early game. And then last off, I run 2 Verena arcs. So when this unit overdresses trick. So when this unit overdresses, you may combat 1, draw 2 cards, and this unit gets found in turn. Not because I'm running, not because you using that in the anime, not really, but mainly because draw power really. So now, so here's the thing: if you want to play a little more resources, you can take out 1 Garo for like 1 more arcs really, if you want, or even 1 Vils if you want to. But I say if you want to play 1 Garo, just you can replace that 1 Garo for like arcs, which also works fine really. But honestly, for now, it works fine. It works fine. So I'll just say it right now. Right, that's the grade 2s. Now the grade 1s, I run 2 Strike Eclipse Dragon, Stragalio. Now, Stragalio is, okay, this was from my my Mahar deck. I just transferred it here because might as well. And yeah, I mean, when Mirrors was announced, this guy went at a price like freaking crazy. Like, I think for a $4 card, it comes to like a, what, $8 to $10 card, which is real absurd. Alright, so first skill is when this unit appears on my Regard Circle. If your Vanguard's a Nirvana, you may discard a card, switch your deck for a Overdress unit or a Trick Star, put it in hand, and shuffle a deck. So, yeah. If you're playing in Mahara, this will be like very useful, like very useful. Like you can just search for any Overdress unit you want, since you're playing a lot of Overdress units. But in this case, I don't. But in this case, if you're playing Stragalio, you mostly want to switch either for Arcs or Valiantly, depending on the situation. So second skill is when this unit becomes an original dress, combat 1, call a Trickstar and drop. So pretty straightforward. So I am still playing on ratios, but I'll say we can switch out, or if you want to try. Now here's a new card, the new Prayer Dragon, which is for eliminate equipped dragon, Grail Mirror. Now, unlike any Prayer Dragon which uses combat, this one uses Soul Blast, which is really good actually. Not including a Bisquill, which is 200 Soul Blast, so this is Soul Blast 1, which is way more cheaper to play rather than build skill. So, skill, when this unit becomes a original dress, you may Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 cards for 2 Verenas in their card names, and then put 1 in your hand and put the rest in, and put up to 1 in your hand and discard the rest. So, and then shuffle the deck. So, basically, you take you reveal 2 Verenas from the 7 cards. Choose either one, or you can put both in the drop. That's fine. Just take 1 Verena, put in drop, or like both in drop if you want to set it for mirrors. So yeah, now this one you can choose whether you want to play 3 Strike Galleys or 2 mirrors or the other way around. For now, I'm playing this ratio, so it's okay for now. But if I really need to, I can just take out that 1 Gremlin and put it back in Stragalio, because, like I said, I might consider that because you're only running 4 Overdress in the deck, so you do really need to get these resources really properly. And then last off, I run 2 Brahmada, just for the draw power. So it's basically arcs, but a little bit inferior. When this unit becomes a original dress, combat 1, draw 2 cards, and discard a card. So yeah, not as good as arcs, but I mean, you do need draw. Oops, sorry. You do need draw powers, so it is necessary for this deck. It's not like how hard you need like enough draw power, because you're having a lot of draw power in the deck. And 4 PGs. Now, ideally, if you can you might want to replace one of the PGs for the Order Sentinel. I don't have it for now because it's just way too expensive. I mean, I will get it eventually, but not now. I have to wait till the time's right. But eventually, if it was maybe later, if I do many future deck profiles, you'll see me play 2 Sparkle Rejects and 2 Tomb Bucklers. Just personal preference. It's up to you what you're on. Sparkle Rejector, like Tomb Buckler. But I mean, this is expensive because it's the first day. You can choose whatever you like. But ideally 3 PGs and 1 Order Sentinel. And of course, I run 4 Trick Stars. Yeah, I mean, again, a little variety. I've got the promo versions as well, just might as well put in there. Basically resist, so you can't be chosen by effects. And triggers, well, that's what I play. The Dragon Power Over trigger, when the additional effects, when just standard Vanguard. 4 of the effect crits, I thought I played 4 normal crits. The effect draws, which is when your opponent's Vanguard like grade 3, this unit gets Silent Shield. And I played 4 hit the heals. I don't really like to play effect heals really, so these will do. So yeah, that is it for my deck profile for Jheva, which is, well, I it's called Hybrid Dress, meaning because I play Valiant, but not really. It's more Jheva now. When I first played the deck, it's like, yeah, it's really Hybrid Dress, but this one's more like more Jheva based, really. Yeah. So I hope you guys do like this deck profile. I did test it a bit, so I am playing stuff here. I am testing about here and there, and yes, I'm really busy, so I don't have much to play. But I do try to test the decks best I can. But overall, it's a fun deck. I really enjoyed it. It's well, not the best, but it works better than how I expected, really. So if that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Do subscribe to the channel and do stay tuned for more of our content. And thank you all for watching. Peace out.